Shalom, Shalom. When it starts off by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Shai. Double honor to Apostle GMS and honors to you brothers that are doing the work in truth. What sincerity. I want to do this real quick one. Right, this word dogma here. I've heard apostles mention it a couple of times. So here's just a video going into the word itself, right? So it says dogma, it says an official system of principles or tenets concerning faith, morals, behavior, etc. as of a church, right? It says a specific tenet or doctrine authoritatively laid down as by a church. Prescribed doctrine proclaimed as unquestionably true by a particular group. Right, it says a settled or established opinion, belief, or principle. Right, so in truth, man, because I was going to do a video on this, but this is one of those ones that could actually be, a series, because there are loads of different dogmas out here, right? Because it starts off by saying as set off by a church, which you have plenty, right? But then you've got a whole load of what do you call it? Of the word escapes me. You've got a whole load of other dogmas set out by the new church, science, because a lot of people go around saying I don't believe anything. Well, they believe their politicians, they believe in their government, and they believe in their science professors, right? Because if the science professor says what would you call it, evolution, we say that's not according to the scriptures, this, that, and the other, and then they'll look at us as madmen for saying that, right? They will because why? Because the dogma is that the evolution is a thing, despite it still being called the theory of evolution, right? The notion that the sun that the earth revolves around the sun, that's dogma, right? So we go into the etymology, right, which is which is quite funny. It says circa 1600 in plural dogmata. This is from Latin dogma, philosophical tenet, from Greek dogma, genitive dogmatos. It says opinion, tenet, literally that which one thinks is true. Right, and I find that quite funny because a lot of people will, believe the things that they are told. In fact, while it's in my head, let me get it now. Right, it says, where is that? It's like I'm typing with one hand. Right, it says, Sirach 13:23 says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. Right, so now you got Esau, who's the one in power. Right, if he says something is true, then that is known as to being, the word they use was, what you call it, the other introvertibly true is a definition that I saw somewhere else. Right, but I found that word quite difficult to say. Right, but if Esau says something, everyone believes it. Everyone believes it. If Esau was to go out on them streets and say, yo man, the so-called black man, he's a real Hebrew Israelite, they'll have better chance of believing that, man. Like Joel Osteen said, hey man, you ain't supposed to eat that pork. I'm sure more people listen to him than they do listen to us. Right, and fuck us, it's in the scriptures. You feel me? Right? This is Proverbs 4:20, right? It says, my son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Right? So the words of these scriptures, what they actually say, right? Not what you think that they say, not what has been broken down. And in fact, man, you get this as well. So like I'll forget if I don't bring it out now, and I literally have just forgotten. Right, it is Acts 8:30. Says, and Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, "Understand thou what thou readest." Right? And he says, and he said, "How can I, except some man should guide me?" And desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. Right? So I'll bring the fact it will be a good year. It's a good precept as well. This is Hebrews 5 and 12 says, for the time you ought to be teachers, you need that one teach you again." Right? So when you're, what do you call it? These words, these scriptures, they're so I just need to get my charger real quick, slut. I'd hoped it would last. Right, so let's go back to Proverbs. Right, it says that the words, wisdom, these scriptures, right, they are life unto those that find them. Right, but this is when it's broken down the right way. Like these pastors, these what do you call it? These whoever the people that you look up to, these scientists, right? They ain't breaking down these scriptures the right way. Most of these scientists don't even believe in the scriptures. Most of these politicians don't even believe in the scriptures. They might, pray on the Bible, whatever, what have you, but they ain't about it. They don't believe, right? We just read that. It says John 6 and 63 says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." Right? Once again, reiterating the point that these scriptures are life. But it's when it's broken down the right way. That's the important thing. Because, for instance, the Catholic Church will teach hell. Oh, but that's dogma. That's Christian dogma. Right? It's something that which one thinks is true. People believe it. People, you say, "Oh no, what do you mean there ain't no hell?" Blah 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 blah. Christmas. What was it? You've got so many. Like I said, this is something you could really just go into. And if it spirit hits in you, you brothers watching it, you can go into it as well, man. So what if we make the same video on the same topic? You hit it a slightly different way that I'll hit it. You'll bring out scriptures that I won't bring out. At the end of the day, brothers do things differently, right? This is Acts 17:11 says, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind. And here's the thing, and searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. Right? So a lot of these Christians just get spoon-fed. In fact, a lot of these people get spoon-fed dogma. Right? For instance, like I said, evolution. Whereas if you actually look into, the ins and outs, it doesn't make sense. Right, but on this one we're going to do mainly with these scriptures. So, for instance, the doctrine of hell. Right, if you search the scriptures, you realize that it doesn't even make any sense. Right, for instance, it says, "Thou Capernaum, although thou art exalted to heaven, thou shalt be brought down to hell." So a city is going to go into hell. Right, and as apostles be telling us, be diligent, go into those root words, you actually see it doesn't mean what everyone thinks it means. Right? But once again, it's dogma, like little angels up in heaven. That's dogma. That ain't that's that which one thinks is true. Right? But it goes into this thing of, you can't just be spoon-fed. You've actually got to go and prove it for yourself. Let every man be persuaded in his own mind. That's another scripture. Right. What else will we have here? What we got? This is 1 Timothy 6 and 20. It says, "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of sciences falsely so called." Right, scientific dogma. Well, the one I've been hitting on, evolution. The heliocentric model, which is the model that places the sun at the center of the solar system. That's scientific dogma. The notion that the so-called white man is smarter than, Jake, that's scientific dogma. Esau couldn't survive what we had to go through. Right? What else? You see what I've got here. It says 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." right? All of those people that don't study, right, that just take in this dogma, this Christian dogma, right? They'll be saying, when the Lord comes, hey Jesus, save me, Jesus. They're wishing for the day of the Lord. What does the scripture say? Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that basically wish for the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? You don't know what you're wishing for. Right, why? Because you believe in that Christian dogma that Jesus is here. Jesus, whom the world calls Jesus, real name Yahweh Shai. Right, he came to save everyone. It's all love and peace, and all you have to do is call on his name. All you have to say is, I give my life to Jesus, and that's okay. You can be as wicked as you want, as long as you say those words. I mean, in truth, you're gonna have people that have been wicked all their life, but in the last hour, they call on the real name Yahweh of Yahweh, which is the Father, and Yahweh Shah, which is the Son, and they'll be saved. That saying. That alarm's gonna keep on going, so now I'm gonna have to say shalom.